जैसे someone comes to us and his basic question is कितने दिन में हो जाएगा, ठीक है? या तो आपको 7 से 8 महीने लगेंगे और it will extend to 18 months. Why 18 months? हम तो तैयार हैं and सामने वाला भी तैयार है. उसमें क्या issue आ रहा है? Why can't we proceed as early as possible? Why can't we file the case immediately and get it done? Already separated for some time. Then we can apply for a waiver. Waiver is what? जो दो dates के बीच में first motion and second motion के बीच का जो gap होता है, that is ideally for 6 months. So once your first motion is done, you can directly proceed for the second motion. Try to resolve our issues. We have tried getting help from our friends, families, counselors, marriage counselors and all, but things are not working, and we have decided, we are firm on our decision, and hence we hence we are here before the court to apply for the waiver.
Hello and welcome to this Modern Meerabai show, and we have Utkarsh with us yet again today.
Thank you so much, Punitha.
Utkarsh is on a mission to simplify the legal aspects for the Indians, make India legally independent, as he calls it. Let's deep dive right into the session. And here we are discussing today the kinds of divorces, the procedure of the divorce, and all that entails when you are considering or walking this path.
अब आता हूँ पूरा process पे. Let's start with the process.
Yes,
and we are talking about Hindu Marriage Act, mutual divorce. Okay? Mutual divorce, just say someone comes to us and his basic question is, कितने दिन में हो जाएगा? ठीक है? अभी तक what we used to say is, या तो आपको 7 से 8 महीने लगेंगे और it will extend to 18 months. Why 18 months? हम तो तैयार हैं and सामने वाला भी तैयार है. उसमें क्या issue आ रहा है? Why can't we proceed as early as possible? Why can't we file the case immediately and get it done day after tomorrow? So we have to explain, no, there is a process for mutual divorce. What the process says is that the parties need to live separately for a year prior to filing mutual divorce. Suppose the couple is already separated for, say, 2 years, 3 years. So now there is a thing that we can even apply for the waiver. Like that we'll discuss further in this video. But again, एक और चीज आ गई वेवर की. तो अब क्या हुआ भाई, 18 to 19 months we were already saying, if you are living together and if you are not already separated, we can get it done within 6 to 7 months. If you are already separated for some time, then we can apply for a waiver. Waiver is what? जो दो dates के बीच में first motion and second motion के बीच का जो gap होता है, that is ideally for 6 months. Okay? तो वो कोर्ट अपनी डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर यूज करते हुए वेव कर सकती है. So once your first motion is done, you can directly proceed for the second motion.
This discretionary power which you said, what influences this discretion? Okay,
so suppose there are two persons who are married, okay, and the marriage is like for 2 or 3 years, and they are already separated for more than 2 years. Okay, so they are residing in one part of the country and the other is residing in a different country. Okay, so there is no chance of any reconciliation, there is no chance of any communication in between them, because generally what happens these days, if you have some issues with someone, you directly block them. That's what we give the reference. So once they don't have any communication, once their family doesn't have any communication, you can directly go before the court and say that we have tried to resolve our issues. We have tried getting help from our friends, families, counselors, marriage counselors and all, but things are not working, and we have decided, we are firm on our decision, and hence we hence we are here before the court to apply for the waiver. The court will evaluate, the court may ask certain questions, that is there any chance that you can think of something, or is there, if we give you some more time to think and all. But if the parties show up positive as well as an adamant attitude before the court, nahin ji, hame to alag hona hai, we have decided and we are happy in our lives, हमें जरूरत नहीं है, we don't want any other person.
Right.
So they can directly move forward, and the court, using its discretion, may allow the waiver. And it's may allow, it's not will allow, क्योंकि उनका discretion है, तो वो चाहे तो allow कर सकते हैं, और if they want they can deny that also.
तो यही मैं पूछ रही थी कि इस डिस्क्रिशन को अगर इन्फ्लुएंस करना हो कि वो वेव ऑफ कर ही दे, तो वो क्या एस्पेक्ट्स हो सकते हैं?
वही एस्पेक्ट है कि भाई अब हमें जरूरत ही नहीं है सामने वाले,
कन्विंस कर लिया आपने अगर जज को कि
आपने
सब ट्राई कर लिया,
we have exhausted all the remedies, हम सेल्फ इंडिपेंडेंट हैं, हमें जरूरत नहीं है, हमने हर एस्पेक्ट को देख लिया। एक बहुत बड़ा इसमें वो होता है कि बच्चों का, if there are no kids, then the court is like tends toward, okay ठीक है, नहीं समझ में आ रहा होगा, they have thought about it and let's give them this thing. तो ये बहुत बार देखा गया है, when the kids are involved, अगर आप म्यूचुअल पे हैं, आपका जो बच्चों को लेकर के एंगल है कि भाई पेरेंटिंग का, को पेरेंटिंग का, कस्टडी का, प्राइमरी कस्टडी, सेकेंडरी कस्टडी, विजिटेशन राइट्स, ये सब को लेकर के अगर आपका सॉर्टेड है, तो द कोर्ट मे like think about giving a waiver in that case also, but mostly the court says take your time for the 6 months, rethink about it and then come back to us, and if you are still on that page, we'll allow the divorce second motion. So सबसे पहले स्टार्ट करते हैं प्रोसेस का, म्यूचुअल डिवोर्स का। तो म्यूचुअल डिवोर्स लाइक मेरे पास आते हैं, पूछते हैं कि आप मुझे प्रोसेस एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए। तो द प्रोसेस, द बेसिक स्टेप जहां से प्रोसेस शुरू होता है, प्रोसेस शुरू होता है डॉक्यूमेंटेशन से, जॉइंट पिटीशन along with the affidavits and annexures. Joint petition क्या हुई? Joint petition is where both the parties are the petitioner in that particular document and they are filing a case before the family court saying that we were married so and so, we got separated so and so, we try to reconcile with the help of family and all, we don't want any maintenance, we may want any maintenance, something like that, and we don't have any properties, or we have properties, we have decided how to part from it, and we don't have any cases pending before any other court. That is one of the basic, कि कोई pending case नहीं है हमारा, and if हुआ तो we are due, मतलब before we finalize this mutual divorce, we will revoke that case from the court. Okay. और हम, these are the basic condition, and then court fees has been submitted and the jurisdiction is right and everything will be mentioned in there, and it will be like 10 to 15 pointers petition where every detail will be mentioned. Nowadays you can just simply go on Google and type mutual divorce petition, you'll get 100 of templates, and that's how people are moving forward by doing the process by themselves and taking our bread and butter in their own hand.
But this actually is the DIY divorce, which we had mentioned also, that people are getting educative enough, aware enough that they want to fast pace the things. थोड़ा खुद पढ़ते हैं, थोड़ा आप experts की मदद लेके जल्दी directly court जा सकते हैं वो. Correct,
वो directly move करते हैं. People have done this thing in past. तो उन्होंने क्या किया कि वो गए हैं कोर्ट में, they have tried to understand the process. They were on call with me and my team that okay sir, हम यहाँ पहुँच गए, now what to do, to whom to approach, that we need to file a case. So we guided them. Then they came back, okay sir, हमें petition चाहिए, can you do that for us? Yeah, we can definitely do that for you. We drafted a petition, we sent them, they eventually took that to the court, they filed it in the court, and the court accepted it, and it was beautifully written on the website, because this is a confidential matter between the husband and wife, but where the name of the counsels are written, it was written on in person. Very nice. And that is the term, like the parties appearing in person by themselves, and that's the beauty, that's what keeps us going with the view and with the vision of making India legally independent. That they can do the process by themselves, they don't require anyone, if they have that ability to understand and to accept, and they have that time to invest. because nowadays people are more occupied with their jobs and professions and all.
Right.
So
But where there is an intent, people do find a way, and especially knowing that if they do not go this way, the other way is too tough, too long, too much waiting, and too much.
And that they cannot handle by themselves. Again,
yes,
that is the beauty of mutual divorce. It makes people get on an easier way, sort it out by themselves. They can do it by themselves, and they don't require any further assistance from anyone. If they are adamant on doing it, they can definitely do it by themselves. And the mental peace was somewhere.
It's like your mom teaching you to cook the food and eat yourself.
Correct.
The pain is one time, but you can, instead of waiting your whole life for somebody else to cook it and give it to you, you've learned it and you've cleared it.
That's correct. That's correct.
Right.
और होता क्या, आप भी एक डिवोर्स से गए हो, ठीक है, आपके मन में भी उतने डर रहे होंगे. फर्स्ट टाइम एंटरिंग इनटू द कोर्ट रूम, चिल्स आ जाते हैं किसी को भी, ठीक है. एंड अब आप सुन रहे हो कि देयर आर प्रोसेसेस लाइक दिस आल्सो, कि मतलब यू कैन गो इंडिविजुअली इन द कोर्ट एंड डू इट बाय योरसेल्फ. अभी क्या है, यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड एंड यू कैन रिलेट. हाँ, दिस थिंग कुड हैव बीन डन if the other person was on the same page.
True.
So with the generation we are seeing that is coming forward, people are much more, what should I say, much more open to these things. They understand, हाँ नहीं बनी तो नहीं बनी ना, क्या कर सकते हैं. It's a thing, बनती है कभी नहीं बनती है. So it is a very good thing. So चलिए, अब हुआ documentation.
Procedures आपने documents सारे इकट्ठे किए. हाँ.
So step 1 was documentation. अब documentation हो गया. Okay. Documentation के बाद the document is with the person, with the couple right now, and they have to sign it. So they have to sign on all the pages and the affidavits and the annexures. Now coming back to the annexure thing. Annexures क्या क्या होते हैं? Marriage certificate, if available, marriage invitation card,
okay,
marriage photograph, okay. Sometimes लोग उसमें शादी करते हैं आर्य समाज में, तो आर्य समाज का सर्टिफिकेट, okay. Then individual passport size photos of both the parties, these, and the Aadhaar card, photocopy of the Aadhaar card. These are the basic documents that are required. अब कुछ केसेस में क्या होता है, रेसिडेंसी कम्स एज एन इशू, सो दे हैव टू प्रूव इट बाय गिविंग सेपरेट एफिडेविट दैट आई एम रिसाइडिंग समवेयर एंड आई गिव दैट दिस थिंग इज ट्रू एंड देयर इज नथिंग कंसील्ड इन इट. बट other than that, all the documents that I have specified are the basic documents that are required to file for a divorce. कई बार क्या होता है, अब जैसे शादी हो गई 25 साल की, ठीक है, you don't have those cards and those photographs, नहीं होती, somehow it gets misplaced or हटा दिया या जला दिया, whatsoever the case may be. But if you are on the mutually agreed terms, then you can file a joint affidavit saying whatever stated in the petition is correct, because these annexures help to validate the statements of your petition. तो लोग उसको annex करते हैं in place of those particular annexures. Then signing हो करके, then the matter goes to the court. कोर्ट में फाइल हो गया. कई स्टेट्स में है मैटर कि आपने सुबह फाइल किया, आपका सेकेंड शिफ्ट में मैटर लिस्ट हो जाता है फॉर फर्स्ट मोशन. कई स्टेट में ऐसा है कि यू फाइल एंड यू गेट अ डेट आफ्टर 1 month और 1 week और 2 weeks एज पर कोर्ट डायरी. लाइक जब उनकी अवेलेबिलिटी है तब वो फाइल आपको एक डेट दे देंगे. देन बोथ द पार्टीज हैव टू कम बिफोर द कोर्ट टू रिकॉर्ड देयर स्टेटमेंट्स. थर्ड, कुछ जगह पे ऐसा भी प्रोसेस वी हैव सीन वेयर यू फाइल अ केस एंड यू आर गिवन अ डेट स्ट्रेट आफ्टर 6 months, और आपको 6 months बाद जाना है, and within a week, 3 days, your entire first motion, second motion, mediation is done, because they have already passed the 6-month cool down period. तो वो उन्होंने कर दिया है. ये 3 तरीके से होता है. अब what is first motion? अब कोर्ट में केस फाइल हो गया, as per the court fees and the documents and the annexures, अब आपको कोर्ट में आना है, जो फर्स्ट डेट ऑफ हियरिंग आएगी आपकी, दैट इज फर्स्ट मोशन. फर्स्ट मोशन में क्या है? both the parties appear before the court and the court records their statements. शादी कब हुई, कब अलग हुए, रीजन क्या है. अब म्यूचुअल डिवोर्स में देखिए, हमारे लाख रीजन रहे हों, ठीक है, whatsoever, abuse, mental, physical, harassment, family pressure, and all. But once you go by the way of mutual divorce, there is a beautiful term, irreconcilable differences.
Irreconcilable differences.
Differences. मतलब differences that cannot be sorted. So because of that reason we are before the court to get this thing resolved. मतलब हमें सुलझ नहीं पा रहा है, चीजें सॉर्ट आउट नहीं हो पा रही हैं, इसलिए हमको आप अलग कर दीजिए. तो the court records the statement of both the parties, the husband and the wife, okay, and then they are made to sign the document before the court. वो किया, उसके बाद आपने डॉक्यूमेंट सबमिट कर दिया कोर्ट को. कोर्ट क्लर्क विल टेक दैट डॉक्यूमेंट एंड योर फर्स्ट मोशन विल बी अलाउड एज पर द टैली द डिटेल्स. कि मतलब जो पिटीशन में लिखा है वही आप यहाँ पे भी बोल रहे हैं, ठीक है. उसके बाद कोर्ट आपका फर्स्ट मोशन अलाउ करेगी. इन केस देयर इज एनी डिफेक्ट, मतलब आप कह रहे हो कि मैं रहता यहाँ हूँ बट आपने आधार कार्ड या अपनी रेजिडेंसी प्रूफ कहीं और के दिखाई है, then the court will ask questions on it. How is this different from what you have mentioned in your petition? Nahi to generally, if that's where the benefit of having a lawyer is involved, कि he cross checks the details. कई बार होता है कि DIY में things misses out because you are not a professional in that particular industry. तो अगर आप legal help ले रहे हैं तो that is also beneficial for you. And if you are due diligent, then you can do it by yourself also. अब कोर्ट ने हमारा फर्स्ट मोशन की स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड कर ली एंड वी आर डन, वी आर फ्री. द कोर्ट विल आस्क अस टू लीव एंड दिस एंटायर थिंग विल टेक अप्रोक्सीमेटली 10 to 15 minutes. Just 10 to 15 minutes before the judge. Okay?
Nice.
And the half battle is won. Suppose that you get a date after 6 months. Okay? Suppose you were just separated for 1 year, then you get a date straight after 6 months. Come back and we will listen to you. In between, sometimes the court thinks that there is a slightest possibility that the marriage can be saved. Okay, by seeing the parties' gesture before them and their appearance and the way they are talking. If sometimes it seems like the parties are not sure, but because of the heat of the moment, they have decided to get divorced. So the court, the judge thinks that, and he or she may go for mediation, suggest the parties to go for mediation. अब क्या होता है, parties जाती हैं mediation में. Every court has a mediation center, be it family court, be it high court, be it Supreme Court.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and smash the bell icon so that you are notified when our next video is out. So keep smiling. Signing out here, Punitha Lakhani, Modern Meerabai. See you in the next video.